Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today we are talking about the spell Death Ward. We are giving this spell, we're actually going to give this spell an A-. Not a full A, but an A-. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, Death Ward. I really like this spell. I think it's kind of necessary, especially at really high levels, because there are certain things that can whack a character right off the bat. So let's get into it. It's a 4th level spell. It is usable by clerics and paladins. Base class, that's great. Life domain clerics get it on their list. So do death domain clerics and grave domain clerics. The undying and the undead warlocks get it as a spell choice. But you remember, warlocks don't get that many spells, and it's a 4th level spell, so they got to be a pretty high-level warlock to cast this. And the Alchemist Artificer also gets it. So, let's get into the spell. So you touch a creature and you grant it a measure of protection. Well, first off, it's one action. It's touch, verbal, and somatic components. It lasts for 8 hours without any concentration. That's why it's in the A category. But you only can cast it on one creature, so that's why I'm giving it an A-, because it cannot be cast on multiple creatures, and it can't be, there's no upcast option. I would like to see an upcast option for this, so that you could kind of cover the whole party, kind of like a higher level type of mage armor or something like that. So you touch a creature and you grant it a measure of protection from death. The first time the target would drop to 0. As a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 hit point, and the spell ends. All right? If the spell is in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantly without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends. So what are they talking about with that? Well, I know one spell that they're talking about, and that's Power Word Kill. Power Word Kill will kill your character instantly without doing any damage. So, now, you can only cast this against one creature. It is a 4th level spell, so a higher level cleric, we'll get back to that. So, a higher level cleric, let's say a cleric, the first time they can cast this spell is going to be at 7th level, and the most that they'll get are 3 different slots for 4th level spells. So, there is that. Now, how do you get more of these to be able to cast? Well, the Artificer does get some features. So an Artificer cannot cast this spell until 9th level, but they get this infusion ability where they can create magic items. They have a spell storing item as well. Whenever you finish long rest, you can touch one simple martial weapon or item, and you can choose it first. So that's not going to work. But their Artificer gets these things where it is replicate magical item, and they can get. So these are suggestions for the Artificer, but it is not limited to these things. So using this infusion, you replicate a particular magic item. You can learn this infusion multiple times. Each time you do, choose a magic item that you can make with it, picking from the replicable item tables. A table's title tells you the level you must be in a class to choose an item. Alternatively, you can choose the magic item from among the common magic items in the game, not including potions or scrolls. So, I thought Spell Tattoo was in here, but it has to be a common one. So, there is an option for them. Well, if they can create a Spell Tattoo, Spell Refueling Ring, so that's 3rd level or lower. I guess they really don't have an option. In the tables and items entry tells you whether the item requires attunement. I think there's an expanded list for this somewhere that includes a spell tattoo. In addition, you can buy scrolls. That's another way, and their 4th level scrolls are rare items, so they're going to cost a little bit. Also, there is this item that you can get called a Ring of Spell Storing, which is also a rare item that can it can hold up to 5 level of spell, so it can hold 1 death ward in it. And this is actually not a hard item for characters to get, even if you're playing Adventurers League. Now, so there are various ways, and you can look through them to figure out how to cover the entire party with this. Or one of the ways that you can think about this is covering characters that might be either a little squishy or characters that are frontline characters that are going to be taking a lot of damage and could be in danger of getting crit while they're down because they're in the front, that kind of thing. So you need to think very carefully who's getting this spell. So now what kind of spells are we talking about? Well, we're talking about Power Word Kill is one of them. That's a biggie. I know there's other spells, but Power Word Kill is a big one. And again, that's why I say that, the higher level you are, the more you really need Death Ward. Because Power Word Kill, all it takes is for you to go below 100 hit points. And once you're below 100 hit points, Power Word Kill goes off, you're dead. No saving throw. It's done. And so I did put in the thumbnail that this protects you against Acererak. And the reason I say that is, guess what spell Acererak has in the book? And I change a lot of his spells around. Like, I give him a, like Ice Storm. I don't think that really matters. I give him a improved invisibility. So, but he has Power Word Kill, and he's got 2 slots to cast Power Word Kill, which means that he could do a legendary action like a Disrupt Life, which does 12d6 damage, or on average 42 damage, and nuke somebody below 100 hit points, and then he can just guess, I hit you with this, I think you're below 100 hit points, Power Word Kill, you're dead, done. He could hit you with the Sphere of Annihilation, which I play the Sphere of Annihilation to not, because it can engulf somebody because it's only a 2-foot diameter, so a medium-sized creature. So it's going to do 4d10 damage. I would say a tiny creature gets engulfed, but not a small creature. I mean, that 4d10 damage is still quite a bit of damage. On average, that's about 20 damage. So again, that could be enough to bring somebody below, especially with the Disrupt Life, if they are under the effect of his Invoke Curse that he has. There's so many different ways that he can just mess characters up. So, there is all that, and Death Ward is a really important spell to have around, especially at high level. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.